You are listening to Rocket Shop Radio Hour here at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Abby BK. And with us in the studio tonight, we have Ian Nolon. How are you?
I'm good, Abby. How are you?
Good. And you have trekked a very long way to be here.
I'd say so, yeah.
So do you want to tell everyone what you were up to the past couple of months? We were communicating via email when you were in the midst of your long trek.
Yeah, we were. So I was hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and in the first few weeks of this trek, I reached out to you, and because I'm a Vermont musician, and it's been on my radar for a while. But yeah, so I got enough service on the Pacific Crest Trail to
send an email.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, that's a hike. It's 2,650 miles from Mexico to Canada. And I brought my guitar with me on the way. So I wrote a few songs while I was out there, and I'm excited to share a few of them for y'all right now.
Totally. Well, you were quite responsive to say that you didn't have, good service. So thanks for getting back to us so quick, and we're glad that you made it. So what inspired you to go on the hike?
Well, I hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is a bit nearer to home, 4 to 5 years ago. And that was kind of just to fill time during COVID, because not much else was happening. It was basically on a whim. And when I was on that trail, I realized that I just loved the lifestyle, just the pace of life, the people I would meet. It just all made a lot of sense to me. And so since then, I've been looking forward to the Pacific Crest Trail, and I finally got the chance to do it.
Cool. Well, I imagine like so much preparation had to go into like planning out your course and whatnot. Can you take us through like the behind the scenes of like you planning out your whole trip?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of planning out the course, there's already a really established trail. So all you have to kind of do is figure out how to get there. And then you're pretty much golden from there on out. And yeah, I mean, I had to get a permit starting in October. I actually think the permits for next year just happened today. So
there you go.
Yeah, and I don't know, just kind of get a backpack together, try and make it as light as possible while still having everything that you need.
So you headed out on your own, and then you met people along the way, because I know we have some people in the room that are, a part of that group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I did start alone. And on the first night, I met a really good friend of mine who's here right now. And along the way, I continued to meet a bunch of great friends, some more of whom are also here right now. So thanks, guys, for coming to support me. It's like to have you here. But yeah, I mean, I met a ton of people. It's really fluid because everyone hikes at a different pace. So sometimes you'll link up with someone for weeks at a time. Sometimes you might see someone just for a day, but I have a ton of wonderful memories with a ton of amazing people that I met out there.
Yeah. So was this whole group that was in the room, were you all like, once you met each other, like banded together, or were you kind of dispersed as you were mentioning?
We kind of like solidly linked back up at the very end.
Cool.
But yeah, it was, there were some trials and tribulations to get to that point. But once we were there, it was all good.
That's so awesome. And so great that you got friendship out of it as well.
Absolutely.
But we would love to hear the first song that you have for us. So
for sure,
tell us a little bit more about it, and then I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So this song, it's not one I wrote on the trail, but it's one that I wrote about the trail, about the Appalachian Trail. So I wrote it a few years ago. It's about kind of the feeling of when you've done something that was super exciting that you really loved, but then you're back home sitting on your couch or something and wishing you were still there. So this is called Cannonball. It's about looking back at amazing adventures of the past. And I think it's kind of fitting because I'm no longer on trail, but I'm here, and part of me is definitely wishing I was still there, but a bigger part of me is very happy to just be here right now. So yeah, here's Cannonball. Mountain stations creep, I finally sat 10,000 feet, and the world shrank beneath the trees. You becoming something else. It took me back to the tunnel of green. Some memories lost, some are just a dream. Through the herd path I stumbled, might have crossed a stream. Life on the 8th sea. Well, I'm a cannonball and don't know why. 'Cause I'm sailing, shooting through the sky because I left Vermont for quite some time. And it's the answer to my problems. It's the only situation where I'm at the highest peaks of my nation, but only in my mind. And I was free, free like the cannonball, riding through the wind. I had no care at all. We were free like the floating wind up in the sky. Well, I'm a cannonball and I don't know why. 'Cause I'm sailing through the sky because I left Vermont for quite some time. And it's the answer to my problems, the only situation where I'm at the highest peaks of my nation, but only in my mind. Oh, in my mind, in my mind.
Cannonball by Ian Nolon. So, tell us a little bit more about your Vermont origin story and when you got started with music.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, so I moved to Vermont when I was 6, been in the town ever since, besides like, going to college and stuff. But actually, I went to college in Middlebury, Vermont. So that was nice to, I've really been in Vermont for most of the important parts of my life. And yeah, I've been singing since like middle school choir and just continue to love it more and more. Did a lot of a cappella in college, so
Very
shout
fun.
out D8. And yeah, I started playing guitar back in 5th grade when my 5th grade teacher said, hey, if anyone wants to learn guitar, they can stay after class and I'll teach people. So it really all started there with a passionate teacher that made me just want to keep on learning.
Cool. And at Middlebury, when did you graduate and what did you study?
So I actually graduated this year. I graduated in February,
Nice.
and I studied geography and earth and climate sciences.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense because you love the outdoors.
I sure do, yeah.
So what are you hoping to do like in the future? Like you've done all these amazing hikes, you now have your degree, you're a musician. What does the future look like for you?
Yeah, I'm really excited to keep on working on my music and to just keep on putting it out there. But professionally, I'm looking to become a high school science teacher.
I love that.
So, that's just where my mind's at right now. We'll see
Yeah.
what ends up actually happening, but that's what I'm
Totally.
focused on at the moment. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'd also love to know a little bit more about, so you brought your guitar with you
I
when
did.
you were hiking.
Yeah.
That was probably a non-negotiable, I
Well,
imagine.
I didn't do the AT with a guitar, and
Okay.
so I definitely missed it. But I
Yeah.
just thought like, oh, it would be too heavy. Like I can't have a guitar. But then I thought about it more for the PCT, and I said I need to have a guitar for this trail. And
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you find that that was helpful for you? Like, were you still writing when you were on the Appalachian Trail, even without your guitar, or do you typically write on guitar?
yeah, well, I didn't even start writing songs until after the AT, maybe like
Okay.
2022. But yeah, it was amazing to have my guitar on trail. I honestly played it so much more than I ever have in my entire life because I was just carrying it on my back.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it felt pretty stupid to not play it, honestly. I was like, I really got to make the most out of this. And because I had it just with me every day, it was always, I was playing it as much as I could. I learned to play it while I walked.
Right. Oh my
Those are some of
gosh.
my best memories out there, just
Yeah.
singing along with my friends while we walk down a hill or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. So what inspired you to start writing in the first place after, the Appalachian Trail experience?
I wish I even knew the answer to that question. I
Yeah.
think I just sat down with my guitar and like started writing. My voice is a lot lower than like most pop voices I hear or just anything on the radio. So I think
Mhm.
that to be able to write something in my range for my voice was something I had always kind of wanted to do. And once I sat
Mhm.
down and started to do it, I was like, oh yeah, make let's make songs that I feel really good singing,
Yeah,
because I know exactly like what sounds good to me.
totally. And how do songs typically come to you? Like, what does that process look like for you?
It's different every time. It's really different every time. I think it's usually kind of like a lightning strike of inspiration,
Mm.
honestly. And it's pretty rare. I'm not very prolific. I've written probably 9 songs in 4 years. So
Mhm.
it's really not something I do very often, but every time I write one, I'm extremely proud of it. So
Yeah.
it's usually a pretty fast process, though.
Yeah, that was kind of my follow-up question because I know everyone is so different, right, in the musician realm. Like some people, like you're saying, will have that instant of inspiration and they can write something in like an hour. And then other people are like, I've been sitting on this for days. So for you, it seems like when the inspiration strikes, you typically like finish a song in a sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I've even had songs where I've literally like had an idea, started a voice memo, and sang the entire song through with no like lyrics written, no chords written. I just sing it from start to finish, and it
Mm.
just basically like spawns from my
Yeah,
brain. That's like a crazy feeling when it happens because it's like
right.
it's literally just improvising a song, and one of those is good enough that it made it onto my recent EP. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. And did you find that like you were more inspired as you were like on the trail and had your guitar? I imagine like kind of like you're saying, you don't have an excuse to not play. So was that
Yeah,
kind of like, I don't know, helping your creative spark to maybe try out some new material?
I definitely think so. If anything, I was just playing more, but
Hmm.
also I think it's hard for me to figure out what to write about when I'm at home. It's like, what do I like? I don't know, doing the dishes or something.
Right.
But on trail, it's just such a unique environment, and I feel
Hmm.
like I'm living so fully that anything I wrote about felt extremely genuine,
Yeah.
and I felt very happy to make a song about whatever I was feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think some of those like themes were? Like what were some of your biggest inspirations or experiences that you had along the way that inspired the songs that you wrote?
Well, I guess this is a good lead into the next song that I want to play for you
Perfect.
all.
I set it
But
up so perfectly. You did my
yeah,
job
good
for me.
job, Abby.
I
But yeah,
tried to do
no,
that.
the first song I wrote, which is not the song that I'll play for you all, but the first song I wrote on the Pacific Crest Trail is an upbeat tune called "I Walked Here from Mexico." And it's pretty on the nose. It's like, oh boy, I'm doing this. Like,
Hmm.
this is so fun, optimistic, joyous. Because those were definitely things I was feeling near the start of the trail. Then, as I got deeper into the trail, and the miles started to get harder, I started to have to move faster and leave some friends behind me just due to commitments that I had made. It got a lot lonelier. It got a lot more difficult, and suddenly I was like 2 months from the start and like 3+ months from the end. So the next song is definitely an emotional shift from that
Mm.
optimism and more of like the worn out, like I'm just, having a tough time sometimes because
Hmm.
I think it's easy to share all the highlights of the
Yeah.
trail, which I had an absolute multitude of, but I also wanted to be honest and write a song about my true emotions at that time, which at one point in the trail were overwhelmingly like, I'm just really tired. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. So this next song that you're playing, is that the upbeat one or
No,
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 it's not.
it's the more angsty one.
Okay. All right. Well, take it away.
And I'm gonna
Oh, you're
switch
switching.
guitars
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, this is the one I actually carried on trail. So
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. It's smaller, so that's a little
exactly.
easier on you to carry
Yeah,
around.
for sure. Cool. This song's called Tired. so many miles. Just the other day, had no time for breaks. Watched the sun slip away. I'm so tired of being out here all on my own. Left my friends behind me. I kept walking on. Then I looked beside me, and everyone was gone. I'm so tired of being out here all on my own. I'm so tired of being out here all on my own. 'Cause I'm so tired of being out here all on my own. Left my friends behind me, and I kept walking on. Then I looked beside me, and everyone was gone.
Tired by Ian Nolon. I feel like you totally captured what you were saying before about how you were feeling in that song. That was pretty verbatim. So tell us a little bit more about like when you're out there in nature as well. Do you feel like you are more creatively inspired? Like how would you describe your connection to nature? It seems like you're obviously an outdoors enthusiast. So
For sure. Yeah. I definitely, I would just say I feel like my best self when I'm outside. So I think that creativity comes along with that.
mhm.
Again, I wasn't incredibly prolific on trail. Like I wrote 3 songs, and a lot of days I didn't even think about writing music just because that's not really how my mind works. Maybe
Mhm.
if I like forced myself to write a song a week or something, maybe something different would come out of that. But yeah, I think like when I wrote, yeah, it definitely like I just felt like my best self, and so I think that put me in a good place to write songs that I would be proud
Yeah.
of. Yeah,
Totally. And so the EP that you just released was released still this year. So what
yeah.
was the timeline of everything?
Oh,
So
it was crazy.
it must have all been happening around the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, I graduated in February of this year.
Mhm.
So that EP was released in my last day as a college
No
student. So
way.
January
Okay.
31st of
Yep.
this year. It was a compilation of songs that I've written since 2022. Um, and when I wrote them, I really had no plans for them. And I was driving around in a car one night with my friend, and I was like, wait, what if we played all of my voice memos of my songs in a row? And they went so well together. So I
Yeah.
was like, I have to record this before I graduate. Like, I am making
Mhm.
this promise to myself. I made it happen. And
Cool.
then 2 months later, or 2.5 months later, I started hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah, that was the beginning of this year for me. Bit of
Very
a
cool.
whirlwind.
Yeah, what a way to start. And where did you record them? Does Middlebury have like a studio and whatnot? And like take us
Yeah.
through the process of what it was like to actually bring your vision to life.
Absolutely, yeah. So Middlebury does have a really nice studio, or not really nice, but really nice for my standards.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have a friend from my a cappella group, Xander, who was so down to just help me record these songs. He's worked as an assistant producer the past few summers, so
Oh,
he had
cool.
a lot of experience. And the second I kind of voiced that I wanted to record these songs, without hesitation, he was like, "I will record these songs with you." So
Yeah.
he honestly, I don't think it could have happened without him, or if it happened, it just would not have sounded nearly as good. So
Right.
big shout out to Xander Bowles. Thank you so much for your help. And yeah, now we're working together to record some of the songs that I wrote on Trail,
Hmm.
get them down, and I'm really excited to start releasing those and sharing them
Totally.
with everyone. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So did he also help with the production of them as well? So recording and like mixing, mastering, and all that.
yeah, absolutely. So he
Cool.
was the guy in the booth while I was up
Yep.
here with the mic.
Hmm.
And then after we left the studio, he was the one to mix and master them.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And about how many songs did you write when you were just on the trail this last hike?
I wrote 3 songs, and I kind of have starts to many more.
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
there's seeds to things that could turn into full songs, but I have 3 like completely 100% done
Ready to
ones.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what are you thinking? Like, are you hoping to compile like a batch, like an EP, an album? Like, what are your thoughts on how to bring together this next project, which it seems like you're already kind of scheming?
Absolutely. I have been scheming. I think that I can be a little too ambitious for my own good sometimes. So I'm keeping it simple, and I'm gonna start with releasing the 3 songs that I've
Hmm.
been thinking about as singles. And
Yep.
then once I have those, potentially maybe I've written more of the other songs, or maybe I
Hmm.
can take some songs that didn't make it onto the first EP. And maybe I can just make it a bigger piece, maybe an EP, maybe an album.
Hmm.
Um, my working name for the project is Trail Mix. Um,
I love that.
but yeah, I'm going to start with singles of the song I just played for you,
Mhm.
Tired, along with I Walked Here from Mexico, and also a song called Dusty Desert Road.
Cool. I could
Yeah,
just imagine now you could have some really awesome merch and snacks to hand out at any of your gigs, hand out some trail mix.
that would be nice. I
Totally
know
on
I would
theme.
personally love
Yeah, I
to.
would personally
And
enjoy
then if
that.
nobody buys it, then it's like, oh man.
Well, even if they're hungry, they're dancing at the gig, they need some trail mix. I
That's true.
mean, maybe it's a way to bring in some extra income.
Absolutely. That's not a bad thought.
Well, we'd love to hear your next song. So, what have you got
Cool.
for us?
Yeah. Going back to the real size guitar for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the 3rd song that I was telling you about, Dusty Desert Road. Time keeps on slipping round the bends, and with each other chapters end, I feel the memories slip away. But I'm still looking down the road at all the places that I'll go, and all the faces that I'll know. It takes time to go, but it's hard to watch it go. I'll keep on wandering and take it slow down this dusty desert road. It takes time to grow, but it's hard to watch it go. I'll keep on wandering and take it slow down this dusty desert road. Time keeps on slipping round the bend, and with each other chapters end. I sure am grateful for today.
Ian Nolan. Well, I'd love to dig a little bit more into gigging and whatnot. So obviously you're here tonight. What does that look like for you? Like, are you hoping to play more places, like in Vermont, outside of Vermont? What are your goals there?
I would love to. I mean, it's honestly, it was something I was trying to do on trail, was kind of contact places,
Yeah.
and figure out some gigs for this October. So
Hmm.
I have a few after this. This is really like the big
Yeah.
first one that I've been
Oh,
looking forward to
nice.
for a while.
Yeah.
Um, and then the trail started to, get into the Sierras, and I really didn't have any service or anything. So I've been kind of slacking on contacting more places, but
I wouldn't say that would be slacking. You were like hiking a trail, but
yeah, it's definitely, I mean, if I could play something every week, I would love to. So that's just something I got to take a little more initiative on. But
yeah.
I absolutely hope to, and plan to play more places soon.
Totally. So you said that you have a couple other ones lined up. Where are you playing? In Vermont?
Yeah, in Vermont, both. The first one's at my local farmers market
Oh,
back home in
sweet.
Norwich. I've got a few friends from my college band coming down to join me, so
Nice.
that'll be really fun. And then in early November, I'll be playing at this cute little place in Hancock called the Heart of Hancock, and that's in
Nice.
central Vermont.
Yeah,
So yeah, really looking forward to them.
totally. And how do you hope to like grow as a musician? Like it seems like I mean, you just started writing songs after your Appalachian Trail experience and have been getting into it, and it seems like you've grown leaps and bounds in a short amount of time. So, how are you hoping, I guess, just to like I don't know, grow as a musician and in what areas? Like, do you want to improve with gigging or your sound, etc.? And what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I mean, there's always like a million things to improve at, right? But I think the one I'm trying to focus on most now is being comfortable with sharing my music,
Mm-hmm.
and just getting it out there as much as I possibly can, both in person and online. So, in person, being on the Pacific Crest Trail, having my guitar around me, playing to sometimes people I just met minutes before, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're carrying a guitar! Like, can I hear something?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, okay." So, getting more comfortable with that, and then I've also, my kind of idea for how to potentially grow, as a musician with visibility was, I was like, hey, what if I make a video from every single day of the Pacific Crest Trail,
Mm,
kind of gain some traction on social media, and then hopefully I can put some videos of myself playing guitar in those videos, and then the people who find me online, like that just seemed like a really great and natural way to combine my two
yeah.
big interests and to get some people, just listening to my music. So,
Very
yeah.
cool. So you did take that footage along the way as well?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you started to post that yet? Or like, do you have plans to repurpose that soon?
I mean, both. Yeah. So I kind of had like a daily video series on the Pacific Crest
Wow.
Trail. Um, and some of those are still coming out because I took some time off for the end of trail. I just wanted to be fully present,
Hmm.
in Washington. So now I'm working on kind of getting those Oregon and Washington videos uploaded. But
Hmm.
then I have so much amazing content of, videos of me playing guitar,
Hmm.
videos of just like daily life on the PCT that I could put my music over. So
Yeah,
I'm really grateful to have like so much stuff that I can work with that I can continue to put out it there.
totally.
Yeah.
And were you having people like follow along as you were posting them? Or like, because I
Yeah.
imagine, people might be like, oh, what's he up to? Like he's out there on his own. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was posting on Instagram, I was posting on TikTok and stuff, and I gained,
cool.
a respectable number of followers, or I
Yeah.
was kind of surprised, but yeah, people were genuinely interested to see my hike. And I think I could have posted more about my music along the way, but
Hmm.
um, yeah, it was super satisfying to every day like just show my authentic self. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes I hadn't showered in a week, and I'm like, whatever, I'm taking a video of myself and I'm going to post it, and it's going
Right.
to be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'll be excited to see. We'll have to watch your videos and tune in for when you repurpose for this new project as well.
Oh, for sure.
So, in your own time, who are like the artists that you like to listen to the most?
Ooh, honestly, like Mine are kind of all over the place, but
That's
I
okay.
love this like Icelandic alt rock band called Sigur Rós.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Bob knows.
I
Bob's over here with the
Sigur Rós
reaction.
is beautiful,
Mhm.
and I really like how they experiment with different sounds, and don't just stay within like a genre box. I definitely try to do that when people ask
Mhm.
what kind of music I write. I usually say folky, but I don't really think that that quite does it justice because I
Right.
really, when I add other instruments to my songs in
Mhm.
like my released EP, there's a song that's like completely orchestral and like more
Mm.
epic sounding than
Yeah.
anything I'd ever hear on a Bob Dylan album.
Mhm.
But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I love Sigur Rós. I love your classic folky artists
Yep.
like Camp and Gregory Alan Isakov, and
Mhm. Oh, I love
yeah,
Iskov.
yeah,
Yep. Cool. And you had said that when you were in college that you did play in a band, correct?
I did, yeah.
So what is that like experience like, performing in a band versus going solo? And would you want to like perform with other people in the future as well and bring them in to play live with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I actually view myself more as like a rhythm,
Mhm.
like both like a background singer and as like kind of a rhythm player. So
Yeah.
I graduated and then it was like, okay, like your band's not with you, following you on the PCT. Like,
Mhm.
learn your solo voice, learn how to kind of be more of a lead. So that
Mhm.
was kind of a journey that I undertook on the PCT, and I came out the other side being a lot more confident, just being like a one man band.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love to play with people and to collaborate and to step back and just like play some drums, play some bass or something,
Mhm.
and let someone else really shine. I have an equal amount of fun doing that as to when I get to. I mean, we would play some of my originals with my band, and
Mhm.
the feeling of playing a song like Cannonball with someone on the mandolin and someone on all these instruments behind me and like a bunch of people right in front of me having a great time. Like yeah, there's nothing like the feeling of playing a song like that live with a
Yeah.
band. So yeah.
That's interesting. So with your band before, were you mostly like an instrumentalist or like background singer, like you were saying, versus like I know you said you did a couple of your own originals, but was it more so like not that? Were you mostly a cover band? Did you have other originals that you co-wrote? Like what was the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was more of like an ensemble group where we had a
Okay.
lot of really impressive musicians, everyone in their own
Hmm.
right. There was another guy who wrote a bunch of originals, Aiden. So we would play some of his songs, we would play some of mine, we would play
Hmm.
some covers. And it was really fun just to kind of rotate around, share the stage. You know, we had no like one lead singer, but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, our concerts were just like come and listen
That's
to
fun.
all the cool musicians and sounds that we can make.
Yeah. And so you play other instruments as well besides
Yeah,
guitar.
for
So take us
sure.
through that. What all do you play?
Okay, so I play guitar, I play bass, I play the drums. I love playing the drums. It's
Oh,
so much
fun.
fun. And I play like basic piano and basic banjo. So
Wow.
my EP is a mix of like,
Hmm.
I'm generally like the core backing band for myself. And there are some
Yeah.
songs where it's really just me playing, or maybe like someone playing like an 8 bar guitar solo, but
Hmm.
everything else is me. I do all the harmonies on my own stuff
Wow.
because you can probably tell I love to sing low, but I also do love to sing high and kind of
Hmm.
see what my range can do. So, but yeah, but then in my EP, I also have so many talented friends back at college when I was recording. And I invited a bunch of people in. I think it was a grand total of like 10 or 11 other
Oh, wow.
musicians that I got to play strings, play mandolin,
Yeah.
play some horns even, and just do stuff that I most certainly can't do. So it was a
Cool.
good mix of like being my own backup band, but then not being so egotistical that I couldn't,
Hmm.
ring up my friends and say, hey, I think you would sound beautiful on this song.
Yeah. No, that's so cool that you also have, talented friends that can pull into all of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So with the upcoming project, are you tackling it mostly like yourself and, layering down the sounds that you can do on your own first? Like, how are you approaching that? And do you like envision like any certain sounds or people that you're like, I know I'm bringing them in on this project?
It's definitely TBD. I'm just gonna start with myself. I'm gonna see
Yeah.
how much I can do myself, and that's kind of how it unfolded on the last project. Is
Hmm.
I did all the stuff that I could do, and then I would listen to it later, and I would hear something that was
Hmm.
missing, and then I would reach out to someone. So,
Yeah.
I think my first thoughts are just like, let's get a really sore base, let's get a solid foundation, and yeah, so
Yeah.
TBD, definitely.
TBD.
My first recording session is next Tuesday.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, haven't even started, but
You're
it's
booked and
starting
busy.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you know, like, when you're talking about, like, oh, I felt like something was missing, like, I want this other sound, like, how would you describe having that sense of knowing, like, oh, I really, like, want to have strings here, or any thoughts on, like, I don't know, what that feeling is where you're like, I need this instrument?
It's just like it's hard to place. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like what if that was there? Like, I remember exactly when I was like, oh, I want horns at the end of this one silly song about like a barber shop,
Hmm.
and it's a 5 minute long song, but they're only going to be in there for 15 seconds. Like, it was a crazy idea, but once I had that thought, I was like, I need to make this arrangement, I need to make it happen. And sometimes I have ideas and I'm like, oh, I want to put like mandolin in like the epic strings song, and then I was like, actually that doesn't do what I wanted it to do.
Hmm.
So not every idea I have is perfect, but that's the great thing about a studio environment is you can try something and then take it out. Or maybe it's precisely what you wanted it to be and more. So
Right.
you just
Yeah.
gotta try, I guess.
Yeah. Follow your gut. Um, And then what would you say, like, what would you hope that people listening to your music experience or get from tuning in and listening to your songs?
I think for me, like, music and this hiking journey has just been about following what rings true to me.
Hmm.
So, not everyone's going to be a musician. Not everyone's going to want to through hike the Pacific Crest Trail.
Hmm.
But I would hope that everyone listening has some sort of passion, some sort of dream. For me, it just kind of clicked that I was like, oh my gosh, I can go on this hike. I can bring my guitar. I can film videos and I can bring people along for the journey. And that was probably the most important thing I've done in my entire life so
Hmm.
far. So I think, however you can fit into your life, like if you have any sort of dream or anything that just feels truly you, I mean, it changed my life and I can't
Yeah.
recommend it higher. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So hopefully, your album will inspire others to follow those dreams. I love it. Um, awesome. Well, I know that you have one final song of the
I
evening.
do,
So
yeah.
do you want to tell us a little bit more about it and then we'll let you take it away?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just grab something real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so this is the title track of my debut EP,
Yep.
Last Until June.
Hmm.
And it was actually an assignment given to me while I was in college. I was in
Oh, wow.
a songwriting class.
Okay.
I'd already written a few songs before this class, and I thought, what better way to force myself to write than to have it be my homework?
Yep.
So I did that, and I had already been kind of writing a lot of like sappy songs, and I was like, I want to like write some songs that are a little less sappy.
Hmm.
But then the assignment was the the professor stood up and he said, all right, this next song you're going to write a ballad, and ballads are typically like very emotional and very romantic. And I said, oh man, if I have to, because I had written some songs in the past where I just really tapped into my heartstrings and
Hmm.
written a song that was deep from the heart, and maybe it was a little sappy, but so I was like, I guess I'm writing another one of these
Yeah.
because I have to. But it turned out, I think it's the best song that I've ever written.
Nice.
And yeah, and I have a friend joining
Yeah,
me.
come on up.
Welcome, Anne.
Do you want to do a little intro just to who you are really quick, Anne?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Anne, but Ian knows me as Dayglow on trail. We met on trail probably, I don't know, 2 months into the trail. And then we've been seeing each other kind of leapfrogging. And we finished together. And so it's been great having him. I've done a lot of songs with him on trail, and it's been amazing.
Yeah,
Really
we had
cool.
one duet that we would just absolutely love to sing together.
Aw.
And so this song, the ending of it, she won't sing for most of it, but the ending, there's kind of like a call and response bit.
Mhm.
And because I knew she would be here, I'd said, please help me out with this.
I love
I would
it.
love to hear your voice on the very end of this song. So
Yeah.
you'll have to wait a bit to hear her, but yeah.
No problem. Well, take it away.
Alrighty. above, I wouldn't know what the difference was. We were falling from an autumn sky. I didn't know I could learn how to fly. You might not surprise me, just don't patronize me. Why don't you? I cannot compare what those red locks of hair put me through. And last night we were goldfish without a care in the world. The winter's so cold, but it'll last until June. Last until June. The weather's so cold that it blurs out my eyes. You're not by my side, and all the trees die. The sunlight is gone and my mood is down. And I don't see you anywhere that I look around. You might not surprise me, just don't patronize me. Why don't you? I cannot compare what those red locks of hair put me through. And last night we were goldfish without a care in the world. The winter's so cold, but it'll last until June. Last until you take me with you, and we'll never look back at the times that we missed. And I'm here with you, now just grant me one last wish. You might not surprise me, just don't patronize me. Why don't you? I cannot compare what those red locks of hair put me through. Last night we were goldfish without a care in the world. The winter's so cold, but it'll last until June. The winter's so cold, but it'll last until June. Last until June. Last until June. Last until June.
Lasts until June. Ian Nolon and Anne. Woohoo! Thanks so much. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Abby.
It was lovely to have you. And definitely keep us up to date when you release the new project and all the
Will
new
do.
things. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. We will be back next week, so make sure to tune in at the same time. But as for now, I've been your host, Abby BK, and this has been Rocket Shop Radio Hour at Big Heavy World, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Oh my gosh, I can exhale now.